Hello and welcome to another Spinal workshop. My name is Dr. Jake Helms. I will be your presenter tonight, helping hopefully bring some education to you. After all, when you break down the word doctor, it does mean teacher. So I would be doing a disservice to that title if I was not helping educate you in some way. So tonight we're talking about something really simple and something that's come up quite a bit in office here. It's, patients are asking me, I want to get into the gym, I want to do all this stuff, I want to be more healthy, I want to do these things, but I just don't know where to start. Or, I have gym anxiety. I see all these machines and everybody seems to know what they're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I want to be healthy, but I just don't know, where to even begin. There's just too much. Well, getting healthy isn't necessarily as difficult or as complicated as we make it out to be. Sometimes it can be as simple as incorporating some walking, which is what we're going to talk about tonight. Our culture and our society has become very sedentary. We sit behind a computer, we get home, our relaxation, we're going to watch a documentary on Netflix or whatever that may be. We're spending a lot of time sitting when really we should be doing more walking. And a lot of people don't realize the benefits of doing so. They think, just going for a walk, how much is that really doing for my health? When in fact, when you get into the details, it actually does quite a bit. And there's more research and evidence coming out forward that encourages that idea. I don't want you to get overwhelmed. Walking is the most basic way of exercise and activity that can actually help our metabolic rate, help us lose weight a little bit. Encourage that activity, strengthen that cardiovascular system. And you kind of dive into that. And it's something that is really that simple. You look forward to a systematic review talking about Nordic walking. So we're going to start at the extreme. This is what Nordic walking is. It's like an off-season cross-country skiing exercise routine, training protocol. What it is you basically have, ski poles that you're walking, it's more intense, it's a brisk pace. Obviously, very popular up in Sweden, Finland, Norway, places like that. It's where it's gained a lot of its steam. But looking into that specifically, and again, this is your higher end. In this study, you have a beneficial effect of heart rate, blood pressure, exercise capacity, maximal oxygen consumption, and quality of life. Again, all these people did in this study was just start doing this form of walking. That's all they did. And they're already noticing these fantastic effects, including their overall quality of life, which is always the biggest thing. If you're a patient in our office, that is a huge emphasis of what we do. Yeah, we want to get you out of pain. We want to help that quality of life. Something as simple as going for a walk can actually do that. And not only that, walking regularly. That's something that, I went for a walk once, I went, whatever. I want you to get that in a regular routine. I don't care how far that is. I just want you to start moving and see the benefits from that. Even look to a respected institution like the Mayo Clinic. The Mayo Clinic, they look at every bit of aspect. Obviously a very respected name. They're even saying that you can strengthen your bones and muscles by putting that impact, by increasing your walking. You can improve muscle endurance, increase your energy levels, improve your mood, cognition, memory, and sleep. And we'll get more into sleep here in a minute, but you're improving the mental aspect. Not only are you doing the physical, you're helping out that mental. Hey, I have a better memory, and all I did was just start a regular walking routine. Sometimes it can be as simple as that. They go a little bit further and talk about changing the pace that you're walking. So alternating between a brisk pace and a normal pace. Just doing that back and forth. It actually looks a lot like a high interval, intense interval training. Sometimes abbreviated as a HIIT training protocol. You see some of those people do in the gym. And you're doing that at a very basic level. That's very simple, is I'm just going to change the pace of which I'm walking, and your body goes through these changes that improve itself. It adapts to that. And actually, that is enough to where, you're getting your heart rate enough up, dropping that down back to a normal pace, getting the heart rate back up. Changing that pace will help encourage those benefits even further. So even breaking this further, okay, I want to know what time, like I am just, I'm too busy to do all this and that and whatever that may be. I know specifically here in Ohio, it's starting to warm up. We're starting to get out of that winter cold and hunker down, and I gotta, hang out inside and wear 18 layers of clothes just to go out to the mailbox or whatever that may be. It's starting to warm up a little bit. So with that, you're feeling the sunshine, you're feeling warm, you're feeling good. Encourage walking with people. So yeah, I want you to get into a walking routine, but even more so, I want you to get into a walking group. They're finding out by looking at a bunch of different studies that not only that, when you're walking in a group, you're actually lowering your systolic and diastolic blood pressure. So a lot of people, hypertension's going crazy, have all these things. It's lowering the blood pressure with these people that they looked at. It also is lowering the resting heart rate, and marker of more cardiovascular fitness. It's lowering body fat, lowering people's BMIs in this study, lowering their total cholesterol, statistically increasing their VO2 max, how well their lungs are operating. Again, another marker for how well the body is responding with that cardiovascular fitness. Why bring up talking in a group? We already talked a little bit about cognitive and the mental side of things. This study that I'm looking at goes further into that. They actually monitored depression scores within these participants. They had a reduction in depression scores amongst these walking in a group. In fact, they go forward in saying there's no notable adverse effects in any of the studies, the group walking studies that they looked at. There's nothing wrong with that. They're getting that social component. They're getting the physical component. They're getting the mental component. They might even be getting the spiritual component that's not documented in here, but they're encouraging, making good steps, no pun intended, towards their better health. One of the things I want to go one step further. When we're looking at when to walk, like in time of day, it's nice outside. What they're noticing is walking after a meal. So right after you eat, right after dinner, right after lunch, right after breakfast, whatever that may be for you, walking right after the meal does more for weight loss. Specifically, they're just looking at weight loss than comparison to waiting 1 hour after that meal is completed. So, walking at a brisk speed for 30 minutes as soon as possible, and then what this study did is after lunch or dinner, leads to more weight loss than walking 30 minutes beginning 1 hour after a meal has been consumed. So they're walking for the same amount of time, but the people that walked as soon as they set down the fork, we're done, we're gonna go for a walk, they're noticing that they're actually losing more weight than people that finished dinner at 7 o'clock and they're gonna go for a walk at 8 o'clock. They're going the same distance, they're going this for the same amount of time, but you're noticing a change within those people. And a lot of people, they like to go to the gym. A lot of times they want to increase their activity. What I hear all the time on a day-to-day basis, I want to lose weight. Right here, we're looking at it. We're looking at incorporating 30 minutes of walking right after a meal increases your probability for weight loss. It's something that's simple. A lot of times we want to make things super complicated in how we handle, how we accomplish our goals. Sometimes it's not that complicated. We do it to ourselves. We make things as we look at all the machines and they're just going everywhere and they do this and they pull and all these cables and I have no idea what these dumbbells are, a kettlebell looks weird, whatever that may be. Sometimes it's as simple as getting up out of a chair and walking. I kind of touched on it earlier. You know, we talk about it warming up here in Ohio. Everyone wants to get outside. I also want to kind of just put a little bit of a tangent here on sunlight. You know, if you're walking indoors and that's what gets you walking, or if you're on a treadmill, if you're on an indoor track, that's awesome. What I really want to see, because our society does not get enough of it, I want you to get outside. I want you to get outside, and when it gets warm enough, I want you to start shedding the sleeves. I want you to start bringing out the t-shirt. I want you to start getting that sun to skin contact. Big reasons. For men, you're going to increase your testosterone. Women, they're going to increase the estrogen and progesterone. You're going to synthesize more vitamin D. I know we talk about that all the time. We want to get that vitamin D in our system. It's great for our immune system. And kind of going along with the immune system, it actually accelerates wound healing, increases your life expectancy by just sitting in the sun. Again, getting healthy, we make it complicated. Sometimes it's not that complicated. I want you to get in the sun. Decreases the risk for heart disease. And I kind of talked about earlier, sleep. It aligns our circadian rhythm. Again, Mayo Clinic talks about sleep, benefits with walking. In adding on to that, benefits of sunlight. Big thing what it does is us visualizing the sun. Even with our eyes, we again want to protect your eyes, right? We don't want to just stare into the sun, but having that sunlight hit our eyelids. What it does is it regulates the circadian rhythm with the melatonin released. So spending time in the sun actually can help you sleep at night, fall asleep faster, stay asleep. Increasing that, adding on to with that extra activity throughout your day. We always want to say, if you have kids, tire out the kids before bed. They're going to sleep well tonight. Same concept goes when we're adults. We're sitting all day at a computer, whether it's a desk job, I'm hanging on my laptop, doing online shopping, whatever that may be. That lack of activity is going to impact how we sleep at night. So yes, that impacts. I want you to just go with walking. Something simple like that. I want to add on to that benefit by getting you out in the sun, enjoy it. Especially here in the Midwest, we only get it for a few months, unfortunately. We don't get that year round. But as we turn the corner out of winter into spring, hopefully we get more sunshine here in our near future. So I hope you took something away from today's Spinal workshop. Hope you learned something. Again, I would not be doing my job sufficiently as a doctor if I was not also educating you. So if you found anything useful in this video, I want you to share it. Again, information to yourself, that's great. It's also not utilized correctly if you do not put it into practice or you do not tell someone else about it. The more we know, the better off we are. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you all shortly for our next topic.